we tried to get in the Essex Scottish when the war broke out. That was in '39. And we went up to Windsor. I was living in Amherstburg at the time. We went to Windsor and at the armories, and they took one look at us and said, "Get the hell back, go home. When you grow up, come on back." So we left, and instead of going home, we went down to a friend of mine that lived in Windsor, or a friend of my mother's. And he used to work for the British American Oil Company. I went over to his house and asked him if he'd give me a letter saying that I was 18 years old. He thought nothing. He wrote out a letter for it. I've known this man for so many years, and he's 18 years old, this and that. Then we took off and went to London, hitchhiked down to London. You get down there, we went to every recruiting place in London. Everybody told us, "Go on back, go home." They didn't believe the letter at all, you know. So we went back home. So I joined up the following year. A friend of mine was an officer in Amherstburg. He just lived across the street from where we were living. So he told me, he said, "Well, you want to get in the Army that bad as you come up to Windsor, and I'll see if you get in." I did. The next day, I went up to Windsor, swore me in at the armories, shipped us down to Wolseley Barracks and had a fish dinner. It was on a Friday, and it's a fish or something else. And I figured, well, we'll get a uniform, the kilts and stuff like that. We'll go back home and have a ball with all the girls now. You know? They turned around and they had just enough guys signed up that day to form a contingent to send us down to London. That's where we went, down to London. We never get no home leave. I was there for 3 weeks before I got a uniform. Anyway, right from then we shipped up to Camp Borden. And I didn't see my mother for 3 months, I think, before she even knew where I was at. So I finally wrote her a letter, got the board enough money to buy a stamp. I wrote her a letter, let her know where I was at. I left Canada, we went to England, and I was in the old Wolseley Barracks over there. And, no, not the Wolseley, I forget, I don't want to go barracks. They were built in the Boer War, I think. Then when I got sent back to Aldershot, the RCRs were leaving to go to Italy. So I transferred to the RCRs. They were already in Italy. I transferred to go to Italy. I got transferred to the RCRs. I went down there. I was in the holding unit down there, waiting to go to the field again. And then that's when the Special Service come along. They were looking for men because right after Mont Defense they had lost a lot of men up there. So they needed replacements. So I got into the outfit then. I think it was the 5th Army. They won the tanks. But Patton, or his army, he was going into southern France, into Marseille. That's where the beachhead was going to be. And we had to go in the night before to clean up the 2 islands. Isle of Levant and Isle of La Crosse. There were like 4 islands here, one's here. And the invasion was coming straight through here. So they had photos of, the reconnaissance took photos of the islands and stuff, and they showed big guns and all this, you know. The big anti-aircraft guns and cannons and every other damn thing. And we had to go the night before to clean it out so the invasion could go through the next morning. We get in there and we found out all these guns were, these big guns were all telephone posts painted like big guns and stuff. They were kind of tricky too, you know, these Germans. But most of the Germans there were either old people or young kids. And they were the son of you had to start shooting kids, you know, but you had no choice. They were shooting at you and you had to shoot back. So we cleaned the island out that night, and the invasion went through the next day. I was on patrol one night. We had to patrol the town. If there was any lights at all, we hollered and told them to shut the lights off. Because people would forget and they'd turn their light on without pulling the blinds down or something like that. So you just rifle and shoot up through the window. the light went out in a hurry. When we were over in Italy, they give us had nylon pants. They call them mountain pants. And then you tuck them into your boots, like, you know, we had Air Force boot or parachute boots. Nice light brown, beautiful. And when the Germans first seen us, that's what they call us, the black devils in the baggy pants, because they were baggy. They had big pockets to carry your ammunition and stuff in them, you know. And that's what they used to call us, the black devils in the baggy pants. Oh yeah, that was the first thing you did. You got all blackened up. We go into the German lines. I loved night patrol. I always did. I don't know why, but I was scared, but I loved going. Sneak in one.
What did you do on night patrol?
Kill Germans. Sometimes we wouldn't kill them, so we just put stamps on them. We had little stickers, put them on their uniform or on their canteens or any place. Or even a dead body stick on it. And in German it said, "The worst is yet to come." We had a picture of our arrowhead on it. But the Pope did give us a special mass while we were there. And they brought, I can still see him, they brought him in on a letter. Mm-hmm. With a throne on it. Yeah. And he's sitting up there, and they walked right in through the crowd, and he said a special mass for all the troops. It was really something. Especially, he gave us a special blessing and everything else. So it was really made you feel funny, because I'm a Catholic to start with. And it made you feel good. I was sitting down in a bar. Beautiful day like today, sitting out there in the patio, and announcing the war is over. Now all we want to do is go home. Trying to find a boat. No boats. So we got shipped back to Italy, or back to England, and back to the old barracks again. And waiting to go home. And that's the story they had. Got no boats. So that night, they had a big riot down in Aldershot. In fact, my out the RCR is Saturday. And what happened during the war over there in Aldershot? It's an old army town to start with. And everything was sky high. Your beer was more money, your cigarettes were more money, everything was, they raised the price of everything. You know, even going to the show, even you had hell of a time making, you know. And they figured, when they had the riot, they figured, well, we're going to even with these people. So they did. They smashed every damn thing, windows, everything. It's like, well, it's a riot they got over there right now. Yeah. It was almost as bad. We didn't loot anything, we just smashed everything, you know. The next day they had boats. Next day we were assigned to New Amsterdam, I think was the name of the one I go home on.